Hi, my name is Tanya Lloyd Kyi, and I am the author of Me and Banksy. In Me and Banksy, my main character, Dominica, realizes her shirt is inside out and she flips it right way out in a quiet corner of the library where she thinks no one can see her. But then a video of it goes viral in her school. And eventually, trying to figure out who released this video, Dominica and her friends start an street art-based rebellion against cameras in their classrooms. This is an excerpt from Me and Banksy called Lunch Special in Chapter 4. When I can't find Holden and Sanvi at lunch hour, I wander into the cafeteria by myself. I collect a lunch special, a bowl of chili and a cheese bun today, and then sit at our usual table against the bank of tall, leaded windows. The breeze seems to blow right through the glass, but we're furthest from the lunchroom supervisor and furthest from the stinky compost bins. Usually we get this table to ourselves. Not today. Before I've had a single bite, Anna appears. Her eyes are even wider than usual, and she's gripping her lunch tray so tightly that her fingers are white. At least she came back to school this morning. That was brave. Now, I should tell you that a video has also gone viral of Anna picking her nose. So this is her first day back at school. When she pauses at my table, I reluctantly wave her towards a chair. Why are you by yourself? She asks. Where are Holden and Sanvi? Along with her school uniform, Anna's wearing pink striped knee socks and a pink beret with a bow on it. She would look a little odd even if she didn't have a copy of The Miracle of Mitosis balanced on the tray beside her chili. I heard about the video, I say. If Sanvi were here, she'd probably kick me under the table, but I figure I may as well bring things out in the open. Maybe Anna wants to talk about it. Besides, I didn't tell her I saw the video. She pauses for a moment, then straightens her shoulders and gives me a slightly too bright smile. Science test tomorrow, she says. Do you want to quiz me? Do you have the same test this week? We could quiz each other. I don't have the same test, actually, because I don't have the same science teacher, but none of this seems to matter. She holds out her notes, shaking them a little when I don't grab them right away. I'm saved from quiz practice only by a shadow that falls across our table. I look up to see Max Lynn. As usual, he has an old-fashioned camera slung around his neck, the only thing that sets him apart from Josh and the other orangutans. Today, Max is carrying a plate of cheesecake from the cafeteria. He's draped a strip of white paper towel across his other arm. Max places the cake in front of me with a flourish, as if he's the waiter Pierre at La Patisserie. He's obviously lost, or he's lost his mind. Where are his sweaty, obnoxious friends? They always seem to travel in a pack. What's up, Max? Happy Tuesday, he says. Great. My friends leave me alone for one lunch hour and I end up in an asylum. Max leans close to my ear. Listen, I'm sorry, okay? Before I can ask what that's supposed to mean, he walks away. I'm still staring after him when Holden and Sanvi set down their trays on the table and sit down. Oh, good, Anna says. Do you guys have the science test tomorrow? We were going to do an impromptu study session. What's with the cake? Holden asks. Was that Max? Sanvi asks at the same time. He said it's because he's sorry, I tell her, shrugging. Ignoring Anna's attempts to pass them flashcards, seriously, flashcards, they both dig their forks into the dessert. It could be poisoned, I warn. Do you think he likes you? Sanvi asks. That's crazy. He probably lost a bet, Holden says. Sanvi tosses a crust of her bun at him, but misses. Then I have to duck as someone from the next table looks around, wondering why it's raining cheese buns. When I poke my head up again, Holden is holding out a forkful of cake. I have no idea how lunch hour got so surreal, but the cake is surprisingly good. It's mostly gone when Anna brandishes her flashcards again. Bathroom break, Holden announces, leaving us. Poor guy, Anna says. What? Why? Sanvi asks. He's so shy. The moment anyone suggests an activity, he leaves. Sanvi snorts. He's not shy. He hates joining things, I explain. Anna's eyes go even wider than usual. But why? Overscheduled childhood, I say. It's kind of like a hunger strike, except he refuses activities instead of food, Sanvi says. Anna looks completely confused, but the bell rings before she can ask more questions. And apparently she doesn't spend too long worrying about the issue. Halfway to homeroom, Sanbi shows me a PicSnappy post on her phone. Cheesecake deliciousness! You've been tagged in a PicSnappy post by Anna Banana's Brain. Join PicSnappy now and see what your friends are up to. So as you can see, there's lots of camera and social media and issues going on, even in this first scene in the cafeteria. A few years ago, I wrote a nonfiction book called Eyes and Spies, all about privacy and surveillance online and in real life. And there were so many crazy stories about surveillance cameras, and especially about surveillance cameras in school. And there are good points and bad points about surveillance in school, but one of the things that most struck me was the idea that in middle school, especially, we're sort of working out our own identities and we're trying on different parts of our personality to show the world. And it's harder to do that if you feel like you're always being watched. And it even changes the way you might respond to questions in the classroom. And so that sort of stuck with me and continued to bother me and sort of niggle at me for the next few years. And then when I started writing Me and Banksy, and I wrote a few scenes with Holden and Sanbi and Dominica, and I really liked those characters. And then they were at this fancy private school, and I thought, this might be the place to explore all the different aspects of cameras in the classroom. There's an educator's guide for Me and Banksy. If you want to get it, you go to tundrabooks.com and you click on Book Extras and you'll find the educator's guide. And the people who wrote this educator's guide made me sound way smarter than I am. Apparently there's all sorts of issues that you can talk about in Me and Banksy. It's got lots of questions about the role of the artist in society, about security and privacy and cameras in classrooms, about social media. And there's some really interesting things to think about and activities to do. In Dominica's fancy private school, the motto is security breeds success. So one of the questions to think about in the educator's guide is, do you think in your class or in your school that security would breed success? Would cameras make you feel more secure? And would that help you do better in school? Or would it work in the opposite direction? And students could write their own essays about this or their own thoughts about this, or they could stage a mock debate about it. And there's lots of different issues like that to think about. A lot of Me and Banksy is about activism, and those are some of my favorite types of stories to write and to read. If you're looking for other books about activism, I have another novel out with Penguin called Maya's Strategy to Save the World, which is also about a girl who leads a social justice club at her school, taking action about the injustices she sees. And one of my other favorite books about activism is called The Summer We Saved the Bees by Robin Stevenson. And it's about a boy whose mom basically loads her whole family into a van and takes them off on a cross-country tour to do performance art about saving the bees. And this boy is mortified. He wants to save the bees, but he does not want to do performance art with his mom. So that's a pretty fun read too. Me and Banksy is really about being able to stand up when you see things that aren't quite right, and being able to use your voice when you see injustices happening around you. And one of the things that I loved most about writing Me and Banksy was writing about the close friendship between Dominica, my main character, and her best friends Holden and Sanbi. And the three of them really support each other and really help each other get over the trauma of the video that goes viral, and also take action and use their voices together. So if there's anything that you ever want to speak up about, I say find some allies and start raising your voice and making a ruckus. That's sort of what I hope kids take out of reading Me and Banksy. I love doing virtual author visits, and I have a few different ones that can translate pretty well to online. My website is www.tanyalloydkyi.com, and there's a list on there of my presentations and which ones can be done online. So I'm happy to meet with classes or just to pop in on Zoom and do Q&As with students as well. Thanks for listening today. I'm Tanya Lloyd Kyi, and I'm the author of Me and Banksy.